This is a story I hate, and telling it might make me break, but I'll tell it anyway. This chapter's about how you said there was nobody else. Then you got up and went to her house. You guys always left me out. I still have a letter you wrote when you told me that I was the only girl you'd ever want in your life. I guess my friends were right. Each day goes by and each night I cry. Somebody saw you with her last night. You gave me your word, don't worry about her. You might love her now, but you love me first. Said you'll never hurt me, but here we are. Oh, you swore on every star. How could you be so reckless with my heart? You're checking out of my heart like a hotel, and she must be perfect, oh well. I hope you both go to hell. I still have a letter you wrote when you told me that I was the only girl you'd ever want in your life. I guess my friends were right. Each day goes by and each night I cry. Somebody saw you with her last night. You gave me your word, don't worry about her. You might love her now, but you love me first. Said you'll never hurt me, but here we are. Oh, you swore on every star. How could you be so reckless with my heart? How could you be so reckless? How could you be so reckless? How could you be so reckless with someone's heart? Hey, this is a story I hate, but I told it to cope with the pain. I'm so sorry if you can relate.
I do the same thing I told you that I never would. Told you I'd change even when I knew I never could. Know that I can't find nobody else as good as you. Need you to stay, need you to stay. Hey. I get drunk, wake up, I'm wasted. Still I realize the time that I wasted here. Feel like you can't feel the way that I feel. Oh, 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 I'll be fucked up if you can't be right here. I do the same thing I told you that I never would. Told you I'd change even when I knew I never could. Know that I can't find nobody else as good as you. Need you to stay, need you to stay. Hey. When I'm away from you, I miss your touch. You're the reason I believe in love. It's been difficult for me to trust, and I'm afraid that I'ma fuck it up. Ain't no way that I can leave you stranded, cause you ain't ever left me empty-handed. And you know that I know that I can't live without you. So baby, stay. If you can't be right here, I do the same thing I told you that I never would. Told you I'd change even when I knew I never could. Know that I can't find nobody else as good as you. Need you to stay, need you to stay. I do the same thing I told you that I never would. Told you I'd change, even when I knew I never could. Know that I can't find nobody else as good as you. Need you to stay, need you to stay.
Every time you come around, you know I can't say no. Every time the sun goes down, I let you take control. I can feel the paradise before my world explodes. And tonight had something wonderful. My bad habits lead to late nights, standing alone, conversations with a stranger I barely know, swearing this will be the last, but it probably won't. I got nothing left to lose or use, or do my bad habits lead to wide eyes staring at space? And I know I'll lose control of the things that I say. Yeah, I was looking for a way out, now I can't escape. Nothing happens after 2. It's true, my bad habits lead to you. My bad habits lead to you. We took the long way round and burnt till the fun ran out. My bad habits lead to late nights, standing alone, conversations with a stranger I barely know, swearing this will be the last, but it probably won't. I got nothing left to lose or use, or do my bad habits lead to wide eyes staring at space? And I know I'll lose control of the things that I say. Yeah, I was looking for a way out, now I can't escape. Nothing happens after 2. It's true, my bad habits lead to you. My bad habits lead to you. My bad habits lead to you. I spend my weekends trying to get you up, but I can't, but I can make it stop. I try to pretend I could, but you can't tell.
All right. Hello, everybody. Good morning to our Indonesian participants and good afternoon to our Korean participants. Welcome to the second installment of Indonesia-Korea Youth Friendship Forum with the theme of democracy and climate change for the future.
네, 안녕하세요, 여러분. 만나 뵙게 되어서 반갑습니다. 기후변화와 민주주의의 미래를 주제로 개최된 제2회 한국-인도네시아 청년연대 포럼에 참여해주시는 모든 분들께 환영 인사를 전합니다.
Before we begin, we would like to take some time to introduce ourselves. My name is Rainy. I am from Indonesia Youth Foundation. Today I'm joined here with Kyungjin from Peace and Public Diplomacy Corps, and we will be your MCs for today.
네, 본격적으로 시작하기 전에 저희에 대해서 먼저 소개해드리려고 합니다. 저는 인도네시아 유스 파운데이션의 레이니와 함께 오늘 포럼의 사회를 맡게 된 평화공공외교협력단의 오경진입니다.
For our forum today, we have an agenda filled with very exciting things. First off, we will begin with welcoming remarks from the presidents of our organizations, starting off with Ms. Rina from Peace and Public Diplomacy Corps, and followed by Mr. Fauzi from Indonesia Youth Foundation.
네, 오늘 저희 포럼은 다양한 아젠다와 함께합니다. 우선 평화공공외교협력단의 나리나 단장님과 인도네시아 유스 파운데이션의 파우지 대표님의 순서대로 개회사를 듣겠습니다.
Then, I will hand over to our lovely moderators to lead the presentations of our Korean and Indonesian expert speakers. Following this, we will be having a short break before jumping into our essay presentations.
네, 이제부터는 한국과 인도네시아의 기조연설 세션을 진행하실 자정분들께 마이크를 넘기겠습니다. 기조연설 이후에는 발제 세션으로 넘어가기 전 잠시 휴식 시간을
After the break, we will start with our presentation, starting with our Indonesian presenters and then moving on to our Korean presenters. After all of the presentations, we will be proceeding to the judging time and awarding for our presenters. And finally, some closing remarks from our presidents once again.
네, 휴식 이후에는 인도네시아 측, 한국 측 순서대로 발제를 이어가겠습니다. 모든 발제가 끝난 후에는 청중 평가와 시상식 그리고 폐회사를 끝으로 포럼을 마무리하겠습니다.
Now, before we start with our welcoming remarks, please enjoy our introductory videos from Indonesia Youth Foundation and Peace and Public Diplomacy Corps. To our IT team, can you please set up the video? Thank you. Now, please sit back and enjoy.
네, 두 단체 대표님들의 개회사를 듣기 전 평화공공외교협력단과 인도네시아 유스 파운데이션이 준비한 각국의 소개 영상을 시청하시겠습니다. 즐거운 시청 되시기 바랍니다.
Everyone knows I'm passionate. Know why? Look at how passionate Koreans are. You know I'm fast. Don't blink. Korean move fast too. I'm creative on the pitch because I'm born creative. Hey, I'm Korean. Creative is what we do. People say I'm smart. Well, just look how smart Korea is. Why am I so fun? Is it because Korea is so much fun? Lovable? Wait, me? How can you not love Korea? I aim to be spectacular for the fans. And what's more spectacular than Korea? This is my Korea. What's yours?
Hi, Ben.
Yes, Ben.
Hey guys! You ready to go?
I'm super ready.
Yeah, see you there.
I'm on my way.
It takes months to make ulos.
Inulos mo yan ang mamamabak kinainan.
This is the famous Toto dance. Look at the stunning Holborn Hills. Wow! The fact is, Danau Toba is the biggest caldera lake in the world. So it needs more than just a day to travel here. You have to prove it and see for yourself.
I'm in Jakarta. Modern city. You know, guys, Jakarta has 47 museums that you can visit. Now, I'm going to meet my friend. Wow. This mask, they believe can fight them from bad things.
Hello guys, I'm in Malioboro Street. I'm trying to do batik here. Guys, it's called Wayang Kuli, UNESCO World Heritage. Great food, friendly people.
Here I am, Labuan Bajo! Look at this view. Oh, it's so beautiful. The Komodo, the last real dragon on Earth. Enjoying this beautiful morning. Let's find out world-class underwater paradise. Hey, turtle! Who doesn't want to roll around in this pink cotton candy sand? I brought this tent.
Topeng, he's Raya.
It's the cleanest village in the world.
Let's take a selfie.
Shopping time.
Oh my god.
Thank you so much to our IT team for presenting the video. Now please join me in welcoming the President of the Korean Peace and Public Diplomacy Corps to give her opening remarks. Ms. Rina, you have 5 minutes. You may have the floor.
네, 훌륭한 영상 잘 봤습니다. 이제 한국 평화공공외교협력단의 나리나 단장님께서 개회사를 발표하시겠습니다. 나리나 단장님, 발언 시간은 5분입니다. 부탁드립니다.
Yes, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to welcome you all to the Korea-Indonesia Youth Friendship Forum, Democracy and Climate Change for the Future. Let me begin by expressing special thanks to our keynote speakers, Frances Daly, Ellen Girita, and to all of our session speakers, moderators, discussants. I would also like to express sincere appreciation to Korea Democracy Foundation and Indonesia Youth Foundation for their contribution in preparing this conference. Without their devotion and support, the Korea democracy and climate change for the future would not have received the significant recognition that it now enjoys. Ladies and gentlemen, I look forward to a variety of insightful ideas being proposed here today, of enthusiastic discussion and constructive sharing of opinions among conference participation. I hope that the ideas proposed here will lead to tangible outcomes. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much to Ms. Rina for the wonderful welcoming remarks. Now we will move on to the founder and president of Indonesia Youth Foundation, who will be delivering a welcoming remark also. To Mr. Fauzi Wahyu Zamzami, you have 5 minutes. You may have the floor.
따뜻한 개회사로 식을 열어주신 나리나 단장님께 다시 한번 감사의 말씀을 드립니다. 이제 인도네시아 유스 파운데이션의 파우지 와유 잠자미 대표님께서 개회사를 발표해 주시겠습니다. 파우지, 발언 시간은 5분입니다. 감사합니다.
Okay. Hello everyone. 안녕하세요 하십니까? Good morning. Your Excellency, Mr. Daehon Lee, a Goodwill Ambassador for Peace in Korea of Republic of Korea, the Honorable Ms. Ranitya Nurlita, founder of West Solutions Hub, the Honorable Mr. Kim Chan-cho, founder of Korea Democracy Foundations, the Honorable Ms. Rina, the President of Peace and Public Diplomacy Corps, the Honorable all presenters, committee from Indonesia Youth Foundations and Peace and Public Diplomacy Corps, and all participants whom I live. I'm Fauzi Zamzami, a founder and president of Indonesia Youth Foundations, a non-government public diplomacy organizations which focusing on promoting a better understanding of Indonesia and breeding friendship with the international community. First of all, I would like to say thank you so much. Thank you so much to everyone who interested to this forum and share a lot of information and happiness as well. Second, I would like to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart to all outstanding speakers and presenters. Without them, this forum will be very quiet. Third, I would like to say it 1,000 thanks to the member of Indonesia Youth Foundations and Peace and Public Diplomacy Corps having the pleasure to make this event held. Fourth, I would like to say 1,000 thanks to Gyeongjin and Rina who gave us the chance to have a collaborations with PPDC. Actually, I and Gyeongjin met at the last event that we created like several ideas through our article as well as discussions until this forum held again. This year, we brought the theme Indonesia-Korea Youth Friendship Forum with democracy and climate change for the future. As now, Indonesia and Korea are countries that have a very long history of democracy. Indonesia and Korea also have very close diplomatic relations. There's a lot of Korean culture that has spread in Indonesia. Maybe even one of you here is a fan of K-pop, K-drama, K-film, K-food, and so on. But on the other hand, Indonesian culture has also spread in Indonesia, especially the food. I was surprised when Kim Jin So sent me a photo of her eating nasi goreng or fried rice with Gyeongjin. This shows that two countries have very close relations, not only a country and country, but also people to people relations. I really hope guys you can enjoy this program, even if only in the next few hours. I also want you to get a lot of knowledge that can help you to get out what you want. Finally, I'm as the president of Indonesia Youth Foundations officially open this forum. Thank you so much for your great attentions. Kamsahamnida.
Okay, thank you very much to Mr. Fauzi for the welcoming remarks. Also, we would like to give our biggest gratitudes to both Korea Peace and Public Diplomacy Corps and Indonesia Youth Foundation for organizing the forum we have gathered in today.
네, 감사합니다, 대표님. 오늘 중앙공공외교협력단과 인도네시아 유스 파운데이션이 오랫동안 그리고 열심히 기획한 포럼을 드디어 개최하게 되어서 매우 기쁩니다.
Further delay, I would like to welcome our wonderful moderators to lead the presentations from our expert speaker, Mr. Brian Richie Indra as our Indonesian moderator, and Ms. Yeon Kyung Ro as our Korean moderator. We will begin with our Korean expert speaker, which will be led by the Korean moderator. To Ms. Yeon Kyung, you may have the floor.
네, 오늘 기조연설 세션을 이끌어 가실 훌륭한 좌장님이시죠. 인도네시아의 미스터 브라이언 리치 인드라와 한국의 노현경님을 환영의 박수로 맞아주시기 바랍니다. 지금부터 한국 측 기조연설을 시작하겠는데요. 노현경 좌장님이 이끌어 주시겠습니다. 좌장님 부탁드립니다.
Selamat siang. Saya senang sekali bertemu dengan Anda. Nama saya 영경로. 안녕하세요. 한국 인도네시아 청년연대 포럼 한국 측 좌장을 맡은 노영경입니다. 저는 현재 동국대학교 북한학과에 재학 중이며 평화공공외교협력단원으로 활동하고 있습니다. 오늘 포럼에 좌장으로 참여할 수 있어서 영광이고 열심히 진행해 보도록 하겠습니다. 한국 측 기조연설을 해주실 분은 이대훈 소장님이십니다. 이대훈 소장님은 작년 9월 한반도 평화 친선 대사로 위촉되셨고 현재 피스모모 평화교육연구소 태피 연구소장으로 활동 중이십니다. 이대훈 소장님께서 공공외교를 돕는 민주주의를 주제로 기조연설을 진행해 주시도록 하겠습니다. 연설 시간은 10분 이내이고 지금부터 시작해 주시면 되겠습니다.
There was some taken of us believe will participate one or later. Can we start the Indonesian keynote speeches speaking now?
Okay, yes, we could jump straight to the Indonesian speaker. All right.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Due to time constraints, we will be proceeding with the Indonesian speaker first. Everybody, very sorry for that. And for that, I will be handing the floor to Mr. Brian. Mr. Brian, you may have the floor.
Hello. Okay. Thank you so much to our MC, Rainy and Gyeongjin, for the introduction and warm welcome. Before we begin, I'd like to take some time to introduce myself. My name is Brian Richie Indra. I'm the member of International Cooperation in Indonesia Youth Foundation. And it is my pleasure to be your moderator for today's event. For our For our second topic of discussion, our expert speaker will be discussing about Indonesia's response to climate crisis, the role of democratic societies and green diplomacy. Climate crisis is one of the biggest trends that are going on our beloved Earth. Currently, we are fighting to make our Earth a better place, but it's not an easy task. Greenhouse gas emissions have already increased temperatures and are drying up water sources, raising sea levels and threatening lives and livelihoods around the world. Extreme weather events, intense rain, dangerous storms, deadly heat waves, and uncontrollable wildfires are becoming more and more frequent each year, and also much more severe. The climate crisis has the potential to cause significant and highly uncertain impact on societies, undermining human security and increasing the risk of conflict and instability. Unlike traditional diplomacy, held under the sign of reciprocity, which aims to get a balance as accurately as possible between the obligations accepted by the state and the benefits got by another state. The green diplomacy aims at raising awareness and promoting content interests in the management and protection of the shared natural heritage of humanity. Regardless of the geographical areas where people live, they are on the same planet and are equally affected by the global environmental problems that they generated. Hence, the problems can be definitely solved only through the involvement of all. Okay, that's for the summary for the second topic. For the MC, you may have the stage once again.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Brian. Now we will move on to the material of the speaker. Is Ms. Ranitia present today? Okay, I believe not, but there is, yes, okay, so there is a video that will be shown. So I will hand back to Ms. Ranitia, all right.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for all committee and participants to join this event, the second Indonesia-Korea Youth Friendship Forum. with theme democracy and climate change for the future. And yeah, also thank you for all the speakers, Mr. Francis Dae-Hon Lee as a goodwill ambassador for peace on the Korean Peninsula, and also Indonesian expert speakers, and also Korean presenters. And yeah, for everyone here, not only from Indonesia, but also Korea, and also several countries who joined this event. So yeah, I have time around 10 until 15 minutes to share about Indonesia's response to the climate crisis. So I would like to share my screen first. Okay. So I hope everyone know, and I hope everyone see about my share screen. Okay, everyone. So this is a little bit background about me. So I have more than 10 years experience for environmental issues, especially for waste management and climate change, and also sustainable tourism. So my activity now, so I am community manager in Indonesia at Thousand Cycle, this recycling company in the US. And beside that also I made my own company, namely Waste Solution Hub. So yeah, it was an honor for me to share with you all. So I will make it short. So this is the problem faces in Indonesia and maybe several countries in Southeast Asia. So this is the problems is like air pollutions, water pollutions, waste, and then flood reclamations, and of course climate change. So before I share more about climate change, so this is regulations, because now I also study about public policy in SKPP Indonesia, School of Government Public Policy. Actually, when we talk about waste management or environmental strategies, not only in Indonesia, but in also Southeast Asian countries, they have several action plans to combat the climate change. Not only them, but also in Indonesia, like the National Action Plan for the green gas emissions, and then yeah, several regulations. And then when we talk about waste management, they also have several regulations like National Law number 18 year 2008, Law on Solid Waste Management, and Regulation number 32 year 2009 about Law on Environmental Protection as Management. And not only national law, they also have government regulation, presidential regulation, presidential decree, ministerial regulations, and regional local regulations. You can see in this slide. And this is one of the example in the Jakarta area. They start from the regulation number 18 year 2008 until they also have governor regulation for them. And for the currently updated, they have target by 2025. They hope that 30% waste reductions and 70% waste handlings. And currently there is no target for the plastic waste recycling, but they also have regulation for that. So almost every the big city in Indonesia, they start to combating plastic bag by they meet the regulations. And this is also the updated green economy for the COP26. Actually, Indonesia have several contribution for that, and the Indonesia also have target for net zero by 2060. But when we talk about it, it's really complicated, because for me, climate change and everything about that is about bureaucrations, government system, and everything. The important thing when we are as youth, how we contribute, start from our activities, start from our movement to support them. And this is several example. Indonesia have Kampung Iklim, or the village of climate. It starts in 2016, and then since then, the several provinces make the prototype, like in Jakarta, and then Banten, Riau, South Sumatra, Central Java. then East Java, and then until Bone. So most of them they made the village of the climate, and the village of the climate involving all the society, how they make their village more sustainable, start how to water resistance, and then how they made the compost, biogas, and everything. So, and also renewable energy. So on that village, this is integrated environmental sustainability technology involving all. This is for me is really best practice, the village of the climate, because for me as a traveler also, I'm traveling in Indonesia since December 2020 until now. Now I'm in the East Nusa Tenggara, and I saw many local wisdom. And for me, local wisdom is very important when we want to talk about how we survive. And this is several information and reference from Ministry of Forestry and also environments. We are as the youth, as the millennials, we have several issues, priority issues, like how we handle recycling products, and then how we support and also how we combat the climate change, how we know about the food security and also the water consumptions and also the lifestyles. This is some of the what we've done before. I made ASEAN Reusable Bike campaign. This is the campaign for awareness about the environmental protection, especially the plastic, reducing plastic bag in Southeast Asian countries. And then I continued made the board game to educate people, and then how we save the environment. And now I'm focused for Waste Solution Hub, a social enterprise. So we help the scavengers to increase their livelihood, and beside that also we try to solving the problem about waste management. And we have 4 goals. We support. And on 2019, we established Waste Solution Hub. We want to accelerate social problem and environment at a time. So we help scavengers and also the environment, because this is one of the problems, not only for the climate crisis. And this is one of the programs with segregation experience, free pickup service, and also we have several goals to support SDGs, no poverty, responsible consumption and productions, and then climate actions and partnership of the goals. And then this is several achievement from us. And this is how we work. So normally we collect waste from the clients and then connect to our partners and then processing into the raw materials. And when we talk about the climate change and also climate crisis, how we help, Waste Solution Hub believe that we can help them, because actually waste management and also waste issues is very part of the climate crisis, especially the methane gas that produced from the organic waste, and also if we mix the waste from the landfill. This is several link that you can try, nolmec.id. And then if you want to make a business, actually we should also think about the climate impact. So please thinking about the input, manufacturing your product process, packaging, because every process, it will produce a carbon dioxide equivalents. And this is several links that you can try for your business and also your movement and programs. And then the question next is how we can contribute. The first is we can reduce medical mass, of course, is waste problem, new waste problems. And then beside that also we should make segregation process of waste. And then beside that also we should change our mindset to be start from the prevention first, and then for the preventions we continue for reductions, recycling, and also recovery and disposal. And then this is some of the initiative of the business that they continue for green economy. And also beside that also yeah, they support from green movement, and that they think also how to make their business sustainable by thinking about people, planet, and profit. And this is how to do as a use. You can try to bring your own containers, and then you should also thinking to reduce plastic bottle and straw. Actually, we need also several greenhouse gas emissions, carbon dioxide equivalents. And then please think that every productions that they made, actually they need many of the carbons, and then fresh water and everything. And then you can try also waste segregations, and then this is several pictures that you can try. So yeah, it's okay. I will share the slide so you can check directly there. And then beside that also you can try to compost, and then this is several picture of the compost and ecoenzyme, and then biopori, and then try and support local products. And yeah, try to less water, less electricity. When you talk about climate change and climate crisis, actually start from the local, and then they start from the ourselves. Because when we think about globally, actually this is talk about bureaucracy and also national and international regulation and also policy. So my suggestion is you should think about yourself first, and then if you have movement or activities, you can start another one. And also how you reduce the carbon dioxide equivalent from that. And then how waste solution hub try to reduce carbon emissions. We start from the recycling. So if we recycling, actually we can reduce carbon dioxide equivalent. And besides this is also the future opportunities if you want to active on environments. Start from be ecopreneur, eco design architect, eco fashion planner, electric car technicians, energy startup, and etc. etc. So yeah, this is for me. Thank you so much. So yeah, we can talk more for question and answer, and I'm happy to share. And yeah, nice. I hope that this can get new insight from you and also from Indonesia and several delegation in other countries.
Thank you so much for the IT team to turn the video of Miss Rani Tianorita. And thank you for Miss Rani Tianorita for the very insightful presentation. Now, after this video ends, I want to open the open discussion for you guys. Can you please turn on your video and discuss about the Miss Rani Tianorita presentation? You can also send it to the chat box. Okay, so I will just ask it randomly because none of you chat the box. For the Ayuzagita, maybe you can turn your mic on and you may discuss briefly about this presentation of Ms. Rani Chanurita. Ayuzagita from University of Bangka Belitung. Hello, can you hear me, guys? Okay, maybe for Purnama Waode City.
Hi, I'm sorry, I'm in the outside, so maybe I will chat only in the chat box because I'm in the coffee shop. Maybe the audio will be disturb you. So yeah, wait a minute. I will check. I will chat you in the chat box and send the questions to the speakers. Thank you.
Okay. Now, maybe Jung Soo Hui for the discussion. For the Q&A session, Ms. Ranita Nurita will be presented at the last session. So maybe you can just chat when she's come to this meeting. For this discussion, Jung Soo Hui, do you want to discuss it? Or I will do it first. Okay, I will just do it first. For me, Ms. Ranita presentation is very insightful because she is a woman with great determination and strength. As you can see before, she has been volunteering in environmental and youth development activities. Also, she used the Alam board games, samkita.org, to make the green diplomacy more and more brightful into our future. So do you guys want to complete my sentence?
Hello. This is my first
Yes, I
word.
can hear.
So hello, my name is Amelia. I'm from Indonesia, from International University. I would like to add more a little bit opinion about the presentation. So in my humble opinion, I would agree that the presentation was insightful. It was very intriguing for myself, for ourselves, since youth has a big role in changing our world, in changing our country to be better. And one of them is about the climate change, which is the issue that has been really going on right now. And so I believe that the education game, such as the board game that she created, it was very creative, I would say, because nowadays many people, especially youth, is really interested in gaming or that stuff. So I would say this is really effective way, one of effective ways that we can do to solve the climate change. Regarding of another solution that she also provide, and she also contributed many ways that we youth can really feel inspired, and we can also take part to be the change maker of our country. That's all for me.
That's all? They are done?
That's all for me.
Okay. Hello, Kyumyeji, can you hear me? Hello? Maybe Jung Soo Hui, I want to ask you, please open your mic. Open your mic.
네, 안녕하세요. 한국에서 PPDC 단원으로 활동하고 있는 정수희라고 합니다. 네, 오늘 기조연설 너무 잘 들었고요. 특히 환경과 관련해서 다양한 제안과 솔루션을 주신 것에 대해서 굉장히 감명 깊게 들었습니다. 환경 문제가 그 자체로도 국제적인 문제지만 이 민주주의와 인권과 관련해서도 굉장히 중요한 주제라고 생각이 되어서요. 오늘 오후에 진행될 발표가 더욱더 기대가 되는 그런 시간이었던 것 같습니다. 감사합니다.
Okay, thank you, Jung Soo Hui. Yes, you may come at the last session at the afternoon. So, okay. Is there anyone who wants to? Maybe Chen Xinju? You may also tell us about the weather in Korea right now before we begin.
First of all,
yeah.
Thank you for your insightful presentation. It was really insightful. And the question I want to ask is that the specific way how we can act this kind of climate activities in our daily lives. And what do you think is the best way in our daily lives to act those kind of things.
Okay, thank you. These matters will be answered by Ms. Ranitia at the assess question session. This will be just the open discussion for us from your regarding matters of perspective in this kind of presentation. Or maybe you have some other opinions because the assess question session will be later session.
Okay, that will be fine then. Yeah. And yeah, I haven't thought that much about the climate change and environment problem in our daily lives, and the insightful message from other countries like Indonesia and other Southeast Asia came to me really fresh and really excited actually, and it was really insightful for both of the students of two countries, I think. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Shinjo. Maybe from Aninda Widyanti.
Yes, hello. First of all, can you hear me? Hello, can you, am I audible right now?
Yes, I can hear you.
For my opinions regarding the presentation, I think the most insightful thing I have gotten is the effort that my government is putting in, because mostly I am not very aware about what my government is doing, but it gives me a little sense of more trust and maybe not calm, but like at least they're trying something. But then again, we always come back to the narrative that it's up to us, the younger generation, to actually, help with the initiative to make smaller steps, because we all know that the government is dealing with the big stuff, right? However, in our daily lives, it's really up to the people to also save the environment, because we can't just have the government do it all for us. We need to do something for ourselves as well. And because of that, I am totally becoming more aware of the waste that I'm putting into the earth, obviously. But with the pandemic situation, it's actually getting a little bit more difficult because a lot of people are, consuming a lot more. And because they're consuming a lot more, the items that they consume are mostly made out of like unsustainable materials, perhaps. And I'm trying to become more aware of that. So that's probably the biggest insight that I have received from the presentation today. I think that's all I have to say. Thank you very much for putting me in the spotlight.
Thank you, Aninda. Maybe we can have a much more interaction, maybe not too serious. Maybe from Kim Konju.
Hello.
You can.
Thanks for the interesting announcement during the presentation. Among the things we can do now, I was impressed with the content of reducing the use of dental masks. Now that we enter the with Corona era, of course, not all countries have been vaccinated, but I saw that using reusable masks is a global climate crisis response campaign that anyone can practice. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kim Konju. Maybe from who's this? Safi, Safi. Hello. Can you please greet us? Maybe just tell whether the weather is there or something like that. Also from the opinion from your matters of point of view.
Okay, so thank you. Actually here area is raining, so I'm so sorry if the connection is unstable sometimes. So from the presentation, it was very good because I am from the chemistry background. And now I also have the lecture from environmental chemistry as well. So that's why some of the suggestion they already presented in this presentation, we must for to do less the plastic, and then aware about the plastic, because plastic is the from polyester, it's difficult to become decomposed. So that's why for me myself, I already bring my own bag when I go to the market.
Sorry, Safi, maybe you can change your microphone because your voice is appearing and just disappear out of nowhere.
Okay, hello, how about now?
Yeah, it's much more better.
Okay, so I will repeat again. So in my area already raining every day, and also this morning is raining. And from the presentation, I appreciate that. That's so insightful because I am from chemistry background, and we know the environment and our environment now it's so worse because one of the big effect of the plastic bag, especially. So for myself, I already forced to bring my bag everywhere, even when I go to market or like mall. I always bring my own bag. So I think this one of my preventive for me to less using of the plastic, because plastic is from the polyester, right? It's difficult to decompose in our environment. So I think I already implement one of the suggestion from the presentation. So thank you for the speaker.
Okay, thank you, Safi, right? Your name is Safi, right? Okay, thank you. Your opinion matters to us. Okay, so for the next, maybe Pak Dabin, are you there? Maybe it's not. Maybe Ansoyon. Hello, Ansoyon, are you there? Sorry, can you please turn on your mic and share with us your point of view regarding this matter? You may also speak in Korean. Hello, Ansoyon, can you please open your mic? Oh, okay. And Soyeon said that she is difficult to turn on the mic because of her condition, because she is out right now. Okay, maybe from the Korean moderator, Yeon Kyung-ro, do you want to add this up?
네, 들리시나요? 네. 한국 인도네시아 청년 여러분들의 기조연설에 대한 담론을 잘 봤습니다. 그럼 이제 넘어가도 괜찮을까요?
Sorry, can you repeat it again?
네. 이 기조연설에 대해서 한국 인도네시아 청년 여러분들이 되게 많은 담론을 펼쳐주셔서 인상 깊었습니다. 네.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Yeon Kyung.
안 보여서.
Maybe from Anissa Palupi, can you share with us?
Yes, thank you for the occasion. And I just want to share about my about the presentation today. Is really insightful, is really good, and I have learned new things today that not only the government of Indonesia but also the people of Indonesia has, yes, some people of this country has consciousness about climate change, and I really appreciate that information. That's not also that, but I really happy to know that there are many community from people that focusing on climate change, and it's really a new information for me. Thank you.
Thank you. That's such a wonderful opinion from yours. Now, student next. Okay, so our MC, Miss Rainy Zavira, raised her hand, so you may have the stage for now for your opinion in these matters. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Byron, for leading the presentation. First of all, I just want to express thank you to Ms. Panitia for the very wonderful and very insightful presentation. I just want to state my opinion a little bit on how I feel about the presentation. I agree with most of the things that the other participants have said so far. To echo them, we need to have equal responsibility between both government and the society, particularly in the youth, because climate change is something that we all have to take part in helping. So I do look forward to hear about future presentations, particularly those from the Korean presenters or from the Korean expert speaker, to hear a Korean perspective from that, because of course the previous presentation was in regards to the Indonesian perspective and what the Indonesian government is doing and the Indonesian youth and their part in that. So I would really love to hear more about the Korean perspective, since this is of course Indonesia-Korea Youth Friendship Forum. So I would really love to hear those two perspectives being contrasted and compared. Thank you.
Thank you to our MC, Ms. Rainey, for this opinion. Okay, so I see that Ms. Ranita is already here. Ms. Ranita, can you hear us? Okay, so maybe Ms. Ranita is still having some problem. So after this, we will move on to the next Korean expert speaker. So for the Korean moderator, you may have the stage.
First of all, I want to say sorry about this happening. Sorry, everyone. Thanks to the smooth opening ceremony, the time for Mr. Francis Tae-Hoon Lee to present has been advanced. It's a mistake from me, a Korean organizer. He's available at from now. And I'm so sorry about that, and thank you for understanding, everyone. Yeah, this bro.
네, 다시 한 번 더 이대훈 소장님을 소개해 드리도록 하겠습니다. 네, 한국 측 기조 연설해 주실 분 이대훈 소장님께서는 작년 9월 한반도 평화 친선 대사로 위촉되셨고 현재 피스모모 평화교육연구소 태피 연구소장으로 활동 중이십니다. 평화 친선 대사는 현재 다양한 국제 무대에서 한반도 평화에 관한 국내외 시민사회 목소리를 전달하며 한반도 평화 증진을 위한 국제사회 협력 활동을 전개하고 계십니다. 네, 이대훈 소장님 준비되셨을까요? 이대훈 소장님께서는 공공외교를 돕는 민주주의를 주제로 기조연설을 진행해 주시도록 하겠습니다. 연설 시간은 10분 이내이고 지금부터 시작해 주시면 되겠습니다.
Cannot hear you, Francis.
Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? 들리세요? 오경진 쌤 들리시는가요? 시작해요?
네, 들립니다. 죄송합니다. 감사합니다.
네, 반응이 없어서. 오케이. 시작하겠습니다. Hello, my name is Francis Dehun Lee. Selamat pagi. Selamat pagi everyone. Senang sekali bertemu dengan Anda. I stayed in Yogyakarta for some time, some years ago. I'm very happy to be reconnected to Indonesia and especially happy with young people. Today, I'm going to talk about democracy and cooperation in the era of climate change. I hope you can see my, hello? Can you see my slide? I need your responses. Can you confirm with your responses that you can see my slide? Yes? Okay, so this is the topic I'm going to speak about. I will speak about 15 minutes. I think everybody is now aware that climate crisis is quite serious. This is not simply climate change. This is a crisis moment, and we are experiencing mass extinction of many different life forms, which will ultimately affect humankind as well. And one part of this effect from climate crisis, I believe, will be democracy as well. As you know, democracy is a very important value and very important institution in the 21st century for good life, for good country, and for justice. Democracy is a prerequisite for these conditions of good life. Now, climate crisis is not accidental, as you know. Climate crisis is an outcome of human civilization. So this implies that we have to rethink, reimagine many things in order to address this crisis. It's an outcome of lack of readiness and lack of prevention in all known institutions. All known institutions meaning that hospitals, factories, government, taxation, and citizens' awareness of public health. Okay. Simply, we were not ready to address climate crisis. And I think we need to ask questions. If you have more money, can you solve this problem? No. If you have a strong leadership like Donald Trump, can you address this problem? No. If you have just 10% of smart people in your society, can you solve this problem? No. Climate crisis is comprehensive. That means we need readiness and prevention in comprehensive way. In other words, all people should be ready, all institutions should be ready to address this problem. But the world is moving the other way. As you know, inequality is increasing day by day, year by year. The job for young people is decreasing every year. The global inequality is the biggest in all human history. This today we call bipolarization. Every society is being divided into upper rich, upper powerful, and the large majority of lower, poor, and powerless. And we need to foresee that if this bipolarization continues, there is no room for democracy. The competition for resources and competition for safety and health will be too big. So there will be no room to discuss, deliberate, share ideas, and make consensus. It'll be very important, difficult. So one way we need to change our mind is that quick responses and deceptive solutions are not working anymore. We need long-term, slow, comprehensive discussions. We need all sectors and all people working together. We need all people change mind at the same time. So genuine solution to climate crisis does not come from technical measures or scientific measures. The real genuine solutions come from deep political, economical, and philosophical changes. What is the best expression, philosophical changes, to bring all people together to discuss and prepare for the future? I cannot find any other good expression than democracy. Democracy means deep politics by everybody. Democracy means larger inequality in terms of economic ends. Democracy means changing our mind that working with people and working for people are better for the whole humanity. And I think at the same time, we need to focus on egoistic nature of modern civilization, the human-centric nature of modern civilization. The Earth and eco-life system cannot hold. So today in the 21st century, in front of the climate crisis, we need to extend the idea of democracy outside human beings. Originally, democracy was demo, people, cracy, governing. So it's the people's governing. That was the idea. But now in the 21st century, we are beginning to realize that all life forms play an important role to sustain ecosystem. And human being is a very small part of this ecosystem. So we need to extend our mind. Crossy of democracy, or crossy of all life forms working together. Here I would like to remind that Mahatma Gandhi, as you know, a very important liberation movement activist and philosopher of peace, Mahatma Gandhi said, if you see how human beings treat animals, you can understand the nature of that civilization. I think that's the 21st century philosophy for democracy. We need to treat every human being equally, and every human being is the master of government, master of politics in every society. But at the same time, every life form has an important contribution, important information, and important place on the ecosystem. We need to govern the whole Earth, whole ecosystem, together with our other life forms. This is the importance of interdependence. We all are dependent on each other. We cannot stand alone. Humanity cannot stand alone. No life form can stand alone on its own. So this is my appeal to you, that your dialogue is very important. It is a way of promoting democracy among young people in Korea and Indonesia, but at the same time, it's a platform for imagining how to expand the principles of democracy to all life forms across all borders. So let me summarize. I'd like to end by summarizing these key points. Democracy was at the beginning power to people and equality among people. Now we have to expand this idea to equality among all lives, whether human or non-human, whether this religion or that religion, whether this race or that race, equality among all lives. And democracy means deliberation, sharing information and sharing wisdom together, the long process. Democracy is conflict transformation without using violence. Before using our fist, muscle, and weapons, let's talk. Let's talk and discuss whether we can find solutions. Democracy is a process without exclusion. If there is anyone excluded, if there is anyone marginalized or ignored, it cannot be a democracy. Therefore, we need to pay attention who constitutes the earth, who is ignored in earth system, who has been marginalized in my system, in the regional system, in the global system. I think this is a very important question to expand the power of democracy. So thank you for listening my humble views on democracy. I believe that this is the only solution, only path of solution to the greatest crisis that humanity has ever facing. Thank you for listening. And this was from Francis.
네, 이태훈 소장님의 기조연설 잘 들었습니다. 혹시 질문이 있으신 분들은 마이크를 통해서 질문을 남겨주시거나 마이크 사용이 어려우신 분들은 채팅창을 통해 질문을 남겨주시면 되겠습니다.
Anybody would like to speak?
Actually, I would like to speak. Maybe first of all, maybe I should introduce myself first. Hello, my name is Anina Vidyanti. I am currently a second-year university student at Unikat Majaya, majoring in psychology. Maybe first of all, I was very, very amazed with how you put into words the importance of democracy is, Mr. Lee. And yeah, I do feel like, I know it really gives me a new perspective, like how you said that democracy isn't just about humans, it's also about like other life forms in the earth. And wow, that just really blew my mind. There are like so many life forms in the earth, maybe just not just maybe ethnic people, but there are also like animals, and there are also like plants and trees that are like also a key part of keeping a balance in the earth. And yeah, for that, I would like to applaud you for that really amazing perspective you gave me. Thank you very much for giving me a new perspective to look at the earth and how I view the world, I suppose. Yeah.
Terima kasih banyak, Atma. Thank you very much. I think your response is right on the point, right on the central point. And I think this idea is not new. This idea has been there in Islam, Islamic tradition, Hinduist tradition, Christian tradition, Buddhist tradition. This idea, life as a whole, life as all connections. Any other person would like to speak? Most welcome.
May I?
Please, please.
Yeah. So first of all, let me introduce myself. I am Iqbal. I'm one of the member of Indonesian Youth Foundation. I'm currently studying in Universitas Patimura Ambon. I'm coming from a small island in Indonesia. And first of all, I would like to say thank you for the amazing presentation that you already given to us. It was amazing. It brought a lot of new ideas on how we can actually fight the climate change. And I just want to say that it's very interesting that, like, you know, one of the ways we could actually change climate change by how we can actually sharing awareness to people. Just like in my country that I live in right now, are not perceiving democracy as something that is actually okay, it's fine now. So like in my city, I'm coming from a small city where people are now really aware of like, you know, using plastic bags and like maybe carbon emission and those kind of things. And I think that people need to be socialized in how they perceive democracy as something that we can actually change this kind of issues like climate change. Because like in my small cities, people are, you know, throwing garbage everywhere and those kind of things. It's because of the government only focusing and perceiving democracy as, you know, maybe changing the education system or maybe changing the governmental system and those kind of things, or maybe monetary and those kind of things. They're really perceiving democracy as a way to change the climate crisis or something like that. And that's just for me. Thank you.
I'm really sorry. Because of the connection here, I could not hear you very well. I'm really sorry.
That's okay. Is there like, can you guys hear me well? Or is it
Yeah,
my...
now I can hear you.
Thank you. Okay. Should I repeat it again? Or
Please do. I lost most of your part.
so yeah, yeah, as I told you, basically I'm coming from a small island where people doesn't really know what democracy is and what, even they don't know what climate change is. They just don't know, like, you know, even if you tell them stop throwing garbage and like, you know, stop throwing garbage or, you know, stop using plastic bags and something like that, they're not really aware of that, I think. And that's the time where, like, you know, the government really need to play a big role on democracy and how to socialize and sharing awareness to the society that like democracy is not only about, you know, you voting about the government and like changing the education system or like the monetary system or maybe, you know, something related to governmental things that we basically or we usually think of, but like democracy is also one of the way in order as the government to think about how we can actually sharing awareness to the people about we need to take this climate crisis as an urgent things and start to making regulations about how democracy can shape people behavior.
I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree with you. Democracy is more, I'm sorry. Sorry. Democracy is more important as a way of life, as a culture in the community than the government institution or government policies. I think that's the starting point of democracy, actually. We call it democracy from below. Even without using the name democracy, if you can bring people together, working together, thinking together, talking together without any exclusion, then actually we are practicing democracy. So I take your point as emphasizing the importance of democracy as a culture, democracy from below, democracy among daily life. Thank you. Terima kasih again. Is my bahasa pronunciation okay? Any other? I think I have about 5 more minutes to have conversation with you. So I welcome any points, any question, any comments.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Amelia from International Women University. Thank you for your insightful and wonderful presentation. I noticed that there are some genuine solutions that you provided. One of them is about the political, and I have one question about it. Like me, as a part of youth, I believe that I see that many of youths nowadays don't really care about political, and especially I would like to ask about how do youth, especially like young generation, to be able to really think about how we can really care, give attention to politics, especially about the political on climate crisis. So that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you again. It's a very challenging and very sharp question. I think every person living in 21st century should pay attention to this kind of question. And my best opinion is this, you know, any society, including Indonesia and South Korea, now today's society is very irresponsible for youth. Do you know why? Because you have the least number of jobs in human history available for you. So in terms of long history, the young people are most discriminated in terms of opportunity to have a good job, opportunity to have a stable job, and opportunity to explore your life from your own economic activities. Now, and most countries, if they value the importance of young people, they should use tax money in a very different way. The tax allocation for youth, welfare, jobs, health, training, etc., should be very, very different in 21st century. So I think these voices from young people, the society is being very irresponsible in providing the basic needs, the job opportunity, and future opportunity for youth. And even they have destroyed most of the environmental climate possibilities for future generations. So voicing out from these very needs of young people, I think society has to listen to young people because their society depends on the future of the young people. So voice out from the needs. Your situation is highly a situation of highly discriminated situation. I think you have the legitimacy and you have the power and you have the resources to raise these voices. From that, we start the democracy of the 21st century. So this is the best response I can give you. Maybe if we have more time, we can discuss on this. So in the meantime, may I ask for another last very important comment or question?
Yes, I'd like to ask a question, please, if that's all right.
Thank you.
All right. First of all, thank you so much for your presentation, Mr. Francis. It was very insightful and very interesting. What stuck out to me was how you mentioned that there are different class divisions in terms of how climate change affects people. So as we know, climate change disproportionately affects those who are in the lower classes. And you mentioned how the role of democracy can be a solution to that, to both climate change and that inequality. Can you maybe perhaps elaborate more on how that might exactly take form, or what that might look like?
Okay. First of all, resource allocation. Okay? I talked about tax, but there are other resources as well. Now, think about the investment and tax money being used in different sectors. For example, electronics, military, agriculture, and health. Okay? In the time of climate change, we need double, triple, quadruple more resources for health sectors. And especially if we want to be inclusive in health policy, you need much more resources. How do you get the resources? You need more hospitals, you need more doctors, you need more nurses, you need more ambulances, and you need more transportations, etc. There must be empty hospitals everywhere by these days in order to anticipate climate crisis coming. Another pandemic will come, definitely, right? So resource allocation is a very, very important topic. We need to reduce budget from other sectors and focus on health. We need to investigate what kind of people are marginalized from universal health services and safety services. And the basic information network is also important. Where do I get my mask? Where do I get the vaccine? Okay. if my country cannot produce vaccine, which international institutions provide the vaccine in time? These are life and death issues in climate crisis. How do you construct a dam against the flooding, against the rise of seawater in time? So that if you really pay attention to the climate crisis and the pandemic accompanying them, I think we can imagine very easily how to reshuffle the policies, how we reshuffle the budget plans, and how to reform the tax system, and why we need to recruit a lot more nurses and doctors. And we need to watch very carefully the labor exploitation of the health sector. You know, in all countries, nurses are being exploited like slaves because the society is not ready for pandemic. This has to change. These are new sources of democracy in 21st century. And that I call deep politics. Go beyond election, go beyond good politicians. We need deep political thinking. Well,
Thank you so much.
well, in a given very short time, I know that my
시간
responses
관계상 죄송합니다.
are not sufficient. So I'd like to say apologies for that, and I'd like to say goodbye now. Thank you.
네, 이제 시간 관계상 질의응답은 여기까지 하도록 하겠습니다. 이대훈 기조연설자님의 훌륭한 기조연설 잘 들었습니다. 이대훈 소장님께서는 기후위기가 우리의 민주주의와 연결되어 있다는 것, 양극화로 인한 분열 문제 해결 등에 대한 논의들이 모든 사람들이 참여하며 누구도 소외되지 않는 아래로부터의 민주주의에 대한 중요성에 대해서 이야기해 주셨습니다. 네, 다음으로는 이제 인도네시아 기조연설 Q&A가 진행되도록 하겠습니다.
Hello, thank you, Professor and current moderator. So for this section, we will continue to the Q&A session for the Indonesia expert speaker. Hello, Ms. Nurita, are you there? Can you please say hello to us?
Hi, good morning, everyone from here. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Miss.
Hi, my voice is clear?
Yes, your voice is so clear. Can you turn up your camera? Oh.
Perfect.
So for this section, we will begin the Q&A session. This will be 20 minutes from now and will end at 10:45 Jakarta time. So those who want to ask, please ask in the chat box, or you may raise your hand and use the raise hand feature. And for the first one, there is a question from Anissa Palupi. She asked how big is the presentation of the program you have been presented about the program about climate changes? How long it will take to have 100% impact to the climate change? You may answer it, Ms. Ranitia?
Okay, can you text the questions?
Okay, I will just.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for the questions. So I will read the questions. The question is about how big the presentation of the program you have been presented about the program about climate change. how long it will take to have 100 impact to the climate change. Actually, I need more clarification about this. What the programs do you mean? So, yeah, is for Waste Solution Hub or another program? So it's more clear if you can make sure what the programs you mentioned. Maybe the people who ask, can you explain more about these questions?
Yes, thank you for clarification. I want to clarify that I want to ask more about the Waste Hub program, actually. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the questions. So this is very interesting that you asked about how the waste hub can reduce carbon dioxide equivalents, because some of the waste management business they think about only recycling, but the process of the recycling also involving carbon dioxide equivalent. So I will give you the example of this. So this is more clear about. So I will share the slide. Okay, wait a second. Okay, wait a second. Okay, this is. Thank you, Anissa, for the questions. Okay, this one. Yeah, actually, yeah. The process that I mentioned before, and then also how we should thinking about every business that we want to develop. It should be help how we can reduce the carbon emissions. We can divide it into two. The first is about waste management system without recycling, and also waste management system with recycling, because this is very different if we can combine it. So this is the pictures that I can share to you. Okay. And I hope that you can more clear about that. Okay, wait a second. This one. Okay. Yeah, wait a second, yeah. So maybe Brian, before I share the slide, we can you can also send me some of the questions, so I can also prepare the answer also.
Okay, Miss. So for all other participants, please ask your questions again in the chat box, or you may ask your right hand feature right now.
Yeah.
For the question two, I have already sent it to you, Miss. You have got it, right?
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Received. Okay. Yeah, I have many slides to check. And it's about carbon emissions that we want to reduce, of course. Okay, this one. Okay, and also another questions, Purnama, Indonesian student in Sungohoe University and Seoul. Your question as Indonesian youth, how you see the government intention about the plastic bag? We can see that Bali province already banned the plastic bag, but the other provinces seems not really into prioritize to reduce the plastic bag. Maybe you can share about your talk about it. Yeah, actually I shared previously about this. Okay. Um, I will share the screen again because I also share about. So actually, it's not on in Bali, but also in several cities. Okay, this is the slide. Oh, can you able to share the screen to me? Because they said host disabled participant to screen sharing.
For the IT team?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, thank you for the questions. So if you can see my slide here, this is about the regulation of the plastic. I mean from the governments. You can see from this look from this slide, you can see not only in Bali, even Bali is a pioneer, and only not in Bali, but also in Banjarmasin is the pioneer of the plastic free bag. But also in Jakarta, they just established last July, I guess. And then this is the several provinces, but all the provinces means that they just piloting programs. And then they also have some of the regulations. Look from the Aceh to North Sumatra, and then Riau, South Sumatra, and then Banten, West Java, Central Java, Yogyakarta, and then South Sulawesi, Papua. And then I saw when I was solo traveling across Indonesia since last December, I saw in several cities they also do several regulations. And yeah, actually, yeah, it's not only in Bali. Bali is piloting, it's really good. But you can see also in other cities like in Jakarta and then in Banjarmasin. And even I went to Jayapura, they're not using plastic bag anymore in the grocery stores and then in some shops. Yeah, this is some of the example because the target of the government is waste handling by 2025 by 30% waste reductions and 70% waste handling. I hope my questions and also your question and my answer can help you. And then this is another question. For one, I have learned a lot about the step that the government is taking. Although I am particularly curious about Kampung Iklim. What exactly is it? It's very nice questions also Purnama about Kampung Iklim. If we translate it into Bahasa, I mean in English, village of Iklim. Village of Iklim means that every village they have and all the village should be have ability to handle all not only waste but also how they can adapt and also mitigate about the climate crisis. And then this is the yes sample that I mentioned before. It's about the waste management in the village and then the water consumptions because some of the areas they have and it's very less water consumptions and they need more water for the daily life. And then beside that also it's about solar panel because in the I can give example in the islands, like in the islands the it's very less electricity. Like me also here, I'm in East Nusa Tenggara, like electricity every day, like they turn off and then they turn on every day. And then this is the problem of the area, and also this is the impact of climate crisis also because yeah, the demographic areas is very yeah, the demographic area is very important also. Besides that, also another mitigations and also adaptations, like some of the problems is like sea level rise. And sea level rise also in the islands country, this is one of the problem. When I was dive in several dive sites in Indonesia, some of the coral bleaching, and then the fishermen don't really know about what the conditions, how the climate is destroy also the environments. So this is one of the example. So Kampung Iklim or the village of the climate is about how the people, how the community, not only on the islands, but also in the people who live in the rural areas can adapt and mitigate what the condition that they feel, and then what the condition they got, and then how they can survive for any situations. So yeah, I hope my answer can answer your questions. And then yep.
From Purnamawa Odesity, she is trying to raise her hand. Please open your mic.
Thank you so much, Brian, and also thank you so much for Anitya to share the knowledge for us. But for your informations, my hometown is Soti, Sulawesi, and I see the maps. I see the maps that you showed to us that in Southeast Sulawesi there's no using plastic bags, but maybe there's some part of the city they didn't use the plastic bags. But however, as you know that if we buy something in traditional market, we got a lot of shoppers that still use plastic bag, right? And compared to South Korea, I'm currently in Seoul now, and I'm kind of not a bit, but I'm kind of big impressed about how South Korea manage the trash, like separating things, like segregating the trash based on the kinds, the types. And there is a trash for plastic, there's a trash for paper and the food waste. So at the beginning of my early life in here, kind of like I wonder that when Indonesia being a discipline as bigger as much as South Koreans life now. So I don't know, this is not a questions, but I'm kind of like wanted to share my feelings to you, all you guys, for Korean youth in Indonesia youth, that Indonesians maybe have potentials to think about the importance to manage the trash. But however, maybe the progress is still slow, but slowly but sure. And I want to invite the Korean youth to share your experience or your thought or anything or ideas about how you can manage your discipline to bow to the law that you have to segregate the trash or anything, guys. Please share. I'm happy. Thank you.
Okay, great, Purnama. Thank you for your insight. This is also what I feel when I was when I back from the US 2014. Sorry, my background is mess. Oh yeah. Wait a second. Yeah. So Purnama. So what I okay, wait. Okay, this I think it's better my background like this. Yeah, Purnama, this is really what I feel when I was from the US 2014. Like people in Indonesia, in other countries, very different from habit. Even the government, they have regulation for the market and also grocery stores, but for traditional market is very different because the people here from the people local peoples, they use plastic anywhere everywhere. And also this have difficulties because the gap educations, like us, we are educational people. We got many knowledge why the plastic is very danger for us. And then sometimes when I talk with the local people, they burn the waste and then they don't know about the impact. The impact when we burn the waste is about air pollution, but they don't know about the impact also. So yeah, this is maybe your talk, and also this is my talk. So that's why on 2015 we established a waste solution hub. And then this is also maybe an additional information when you talk about and when you ask about the kampung iklim. Actually, this is in Bahasa, but I will translate it into English, everyone here. So yeah, our president, they have target by 2024 uh, to achieve 20,000 kampung iklim across Indonesia. And this is some of the activities from them, like identifications of adaptation and mitigation for climate change, and then how they make also regulation for that. And then this is some of the example, like how they trap waste rainwater systems, and then how they also make the some of the hole for the water trap, and then bioporous systems, and then how they use also planting several vegetables. And then yeah, this is actually is all about local wisdoms approachings. And I told also in several province and districts they have regulation to support. And this is about for continue for the answer, Purnama. So this is how waste hub help everyone to measure their climate impact. This is actually not only West Hub, but everyone here who segregate your waste, the standard process, if you mix all the waste, because Indonesia and South Korea is very different culture, yeah. Like here we in here everyone is mixed, only one bins, but in the South Korea maybe you have more than 20, or and then when you pick the waste is different, organic maybe Sunday, or I don't know, like Monday or maybe another day. And then for unorganic like plastic cans and everything is different day to pick up. So the standard process, it means that if we mix the waste, this is the research from our team. So we can produce around 43.05 kilograms carbon dioxide equivalent. But if we separate our waste, we just produce around 4.05 kilograms carbon dioxide equivalents. So if mean not only use waste solution hub, but everyone here who, if you segregate your waste, it means that you can reduce around tenfold decrease about the climate impact, and also how you support and not produce carbon dioxide equivalent anymore. Even it's very hard to do, but at least you can reduce it by, yeah, like tenfold decrease. Yeah. So this is maybe additional answer to Purnama. And yeah, actually this is our program together, and I'm very love this program, Indonesia South Korea Youth Friendship Forum, because I believe everyone here can exchange their knowledge not only for the climate crisis but also for the waste management, and also your initiative for youth initiative. Thank you, Purnama, for your stuff. And also, yeah, I hope when you're back to Indonesia, we can work together in the future. Yeah.
Oh, I'll
And
be
then,
honored. Thank you.
yeah. And then for another question, the fourth questions, you agree that medical masks are emerging as a new problems. They are mainly used because disposal is more effective than a cotton mask. In the current situation, I think we need to pay more attention to quarantine. The dilemma of the quarantine and the environment, I wonder how it can be solved in these areas. Yeah, this question is really, I mean, also dilemma for me, because here I'm in East Nusa Tenggara, everyone they don't wear masks. Even maybe they not really care about this virus. And then for medical masks, because the problem here in our country in Indonesia, only around 10 until 15 company who legalize to handle hazardous waste around in across Indonesia, so not really much. And then hazardous waste, for especially to handle the medical waste, not only medical mask, is really less. So many initiatives that the people handled here, some of them use the mask into several new products like eco brick. Everyone here know eco brick. Maybe I will share another example of this. So the eco brick is like the bottle you put all the medical mask inside, and then you can, after you collect into several eco brick, you can make a bag, and then you can make the chair, you can make a table, and then you can make yeah, several products you can make. And then yeah, wait a second, I have many of the picture of this eco brick. Yeah, yes, so actually is really dilemma, yeah, for us, for developing countries. And I don't know in South Korea how you handle hazardous waste, because hazardous waste is different treatment with the, I mean, with the normal waste like plastics, and then paper, metal, glass, textile. Because hazardous waste, the treatment and then the output of the waste is more harmful for us. So that's why the government, only several company, they can give permissions to handle hazardous waste. And almost the hazardous waste company, they are only in the big city, but for the small city like our small island here is really less. Sometimes they burn all the medical mass or medical mass waste, or another medical waste. Yeah, I hope I can answer your question. Yeah.
Okay, is there anyone who wants to ask again? Please put your question in the chat box or just use the hand feature.
Hello, I'm Amelia. I would like to ask Ms. Ranitya a question regarding the solutions that you provided. What motivates you to create a game as a way of solution for the climate change? That's it. Thank you.
Okay, Amelia. Very nice questions. Okay, I hope my voice can hear. Yeah. My motivation why I work on the environment issues since 10 years ago, and also in climate change, because I feel like like in Purnama a long time ago when I was still students, I'm going abroad, and then I'm study many things about the environments, not only climate change, and also waste management, food security, and then ecotourism. And I feel in my country they need people who focus on this solution, give the solutions, because here in this country we have many problems. And then if we just only talk and talk and then not do anything, I mean, it's like, yeah, sorry, it's like nothing. So since then is, yeah, maybe like since then 10 years ago, I feel that okay, I should do something. So that's why I this is why I motivate, because we are as a youth, we don't really much have power. Maybe have only several people have powers who, yeah. But as I believe that all participants, the age under around 25, right, or under 25, even you are still students, even you are still maybe still bachelor, or maybe you continue your masters, but we have something to do and some things to implement our ideas. So that's why this is motivate me. Even I still learning from anything, but I should do something, start from the climate change, and then start the small impact that I can do. So that's why right now, I established resolution hut with my team. Even now we still prototyping, we still bootstrapping, even we still also should learn and learn more with the people, should talk and learn and learn more with the people. So yeah, the things that this is very important, because this is for the future, and the earth only one. So who will be continue next? If we are, who else? I hope can answer your.
Thank you very much.
So our MC will ask the questions. Please open your mic.
All right. Hello, everybody. And hello, Ms. Ranitia. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for your very insightful presentation. I just have a very quick question. I want to know a little bit about your opinion or your views on the outlook of Indonesia's approach to climate change, especially considering we had the COP26 conference over the last week, and there were some very bold claims that were made during that. So I just want to hear what you think of the future outlook of climate change addressing for our country.
Thank you, Rainy. It's very good questions. Yeah, what my thought about this? Even I'm not joining COP26, but I always update what's happening there. And it's really interesting because everyone there is really ambitious with their target. Every country is this, they are really ambitious with their target. Like Indonesia also, we are really ambitious what our target to reduce the carbons like by 2060. Yeah, my thought that for me, that is for elite level, yeah. Everyone here know elite level. So elite level is about the decisions partner or decision stakeholders. So all of them from COP26, they are all elite level who think tank, who think about the strategy and everything. But the important thing for me is about implementation in the grassroots level. So that's why when I talk with them, when I talk with the local people here in the island, I ask them, do you know about the climate change? They don't know. They said that, what is the climate change is? So this is just very dilemma where the people go to the COP26, and then when we talk with the local people, they got the impact of climate change. They don't know about what is the climate change is, because this is the story. It's like in last April, Saroja disaster here. So in the East Nusa Tenggara, many floods and then many landslide, and then yeah, many disaster happen in this country. And then this is also the impact of climate change. And beside that also, I believe that local people, the grassroots level, they know how to solve this problem. Like they have several traditions, like in Papua and Maluku, they have sasi. So several months they cannot fish the fishes, and then another month they can fish the fishes. So actually, this is the how they adapt and how they mitigate. So what my side for that? Actually, all of them, they have everyone here have their own rules. Like the people there to join COP26, they are elite level. They are the people who make regulations, but us as a grassroots level also, um, we should also and them also should know about the condition of the local. Yeah, actually everyone they have their own role. They are government, they make regulation. Us as a stakeholders and also us as grassroots level, maybe you are academical background or you are students here, so our role is different. For the people here is students, you can ability and you can get and share your knowledge, and then also maybe your research about this. And then also company, they can help them, the company, they can help them to increase the knowledge of the people. And then the NGOs, they also can improve their ability of the people. And then the media, they can share about the information and then also what they program or also project they already did. So yeah, every roles they have, every stakeholder, they have their own roles. And this is my thought about COP26. I hope the government and also the target we can achieve. And don't forget, because what the government Indonesia now is about green economy. Please, not only green economy, but for me, sustainability is very important. Economy, and then planet, and then also the people. So economy means not only economy, but how we can impact also the people and then increase the economy of the people, and then also how we can protect the environment or the planet. So this is my thought about this. I hope can answer your questions, yeah, Rainy.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for answering. I actually have a follow-up, if that's all right. So you mentioned a lot about the involvement of people within the economy and the involvement of grassroots initiatives in addressing climate change. What do you think is the best way or the best approach for us to implement a more combined strategy between top-down and down-up approaches? How do you think is the best way to balance between those two? Because as we know, a lot of the conversation surrounding climate change is always, most of the time, pointed at those in executive levels, such as the government, the people who make decisions. How do we incorporate a more bottom-up approach, like you said, with the grassroots initiatives and things like that? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rainy. So I also love these questions. So for us, because I also study about public policy, so I don't know, is it a good things that we can try? But I do several program with collaboration with them. So we call it pentahelix. So you can find it in Google, pentahelix. So pentahelix is when we make a program or project, we involving the governments, and then we involving academicians or institutions, university or something, and then we can also involving businesses, and then we can also involving NGOs or local community, and also involving media. So I think this is for me, and some several programs that we did, we also involving them, and then we find that the impact is really good because institution they are very strong with the research, and we need that. And then we are as a social entrepreneurs, we need to know about how to increase our revenue also. And then we need the government because the government also should support. This is one of the example. Right now we still piloting the program waste management in Labuan Bajo. Labuan Bajo is premium destination for the tourism here. So we work with BPOLBF, Badan Otorita Pariwisata Labuan Bajo Flores, is institution from the Ministry of Tourism, under Ministry of Tourism. So yeah, they are very support us. And then what we did with them, so we just joined the program, the namely Floratam Academy, and we are planning to establish the pilot project in Labuan Bajo. And then when I talk with them, they are very support, and then we hope that in the future we can give MOU with them. And then beside that, also when I talk with the local community, they are very open. This is one of the example when I talk with the local community who have program in the islands for the waste management. They said that also for different approach is, I mean, is every cities, every provinces, every areas, we should have different approach for them, because the treatment is also different, even start from the culture, and then the languages, and then everything. So yeah, I think you can try for the pentahelix system involving them. So if we collaborate with them together, is I hope that is very strong points to collaboration and also make a big impact.
All right. Thank you so much for the answer. I'm very sorry for that double question, but thank you so much. So Brian, back to you.
Thank you,
Okay,
Rainy.
now our time is already end up for the Q&A session. So for the MC, Miss Rainy Zafira and Gyeongjin, please let it up again to the break session. Thank you.
All right, back with me again. Hello. I'm so sorry you guys keep seeing my face, but thank you very much to our expert speakers for the insightful presentations, as well as our moderators for leading the question and answer sessions. For all the participants, please keep in mind, in order to be eligible for certificate, you must be present throughout the entire conference from start to finish, and we will be giving out a link at the end of the conference for the attendance form. So do please keep that in mind.
네. First of all, I would like to answer the early question Korean. It's been about 20 years since Korea started recycling. At first, there was a lot of resistance, but it gradually settled down by starting strong regulations such as monetary penalty. Since Korea is still collecting wrong recycling methods, but Korea continues to need proper recycling education.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Gyeongjin. Now we will be moving on to break for 45 minutes. Please take some time to grab a snack or a drink or take a quick toilet run, and we'll see you guys at 12:45 Indonesian time and 2:45 Korean time. So you are encouraged to stay on the Zoom, but you can, of course, turn your camera off and do whatever you need to do, but we'll see you guys then. Thank you.
네, 매우 지금까지 기도 연설들이 굉장히 통찰력 있고 유익한 내용이었고요. 또 Q&A 참여해주신 분들과 자장님들 덕분에 잘 진행될 수 있었습니다. 새로운 공지사항 드리자면 참가 확인서를 발급하기 위해서는 포럼 내내 참여를 하셔야 되고 포럼 말미에 참가 확인서 발급을 위한 이 점 유의 부탁드립니다. 지금부터는 1시간 30분간의 휴식 시간을 갖겠고요. 한국 시간으로 2시 30분에 다시 뵙겠습니다. Thank you.
Now it's crossed out and weighed, but I still can't forget if I wanted to. And it drives me insane, think I'm hearing your name everywhere I go. But it's all in my head, it's just all in my head. But you won't see me break, call you up in 3 days or send you a bouquet saying it's a mistake. Drink my troubles away, one more glass of champagne. And you know I'm the first to say that I'm not perfect, and you're the first first to say you want the best thing, but now I know a perfect way to let you go. Give my last hello, hope it's worth it. Here's your perfect. My best was just fine. How I tried to be great for you. I'm flawed by design, and you love to remind me no matter what I do. But you won't see me break. Call you up in 3 days. I'll send you a bouquet, saying it's a mistake. Drink my troubles away. One more glass of champagne, and you know I'm the first to say that I'm not perfect, and you're the first to say you want the best thing. But now I know a perfect way to let you go. Give my last hello, hope it's worth it. I'm the first to say that I'm not perfect, and you're the first to say you want the best things. But now I know a perfect way to let you go. Give my last hello, hope it's worth it. See, but now I know a perfect way to let you go. Give my last hello, hope it's worth it. Here's your perfect.
I could say I never dare to think about you in that way, but I would be lying. And I pretend I'm happy for you when you find some dude to take home. But I won't deny that in the midst of the crowds and the shapes in the clouds, I don't see nobody but you. In my rose-tinted dreams, wrinkled silk on my sheets, I don't see nobody but you. Boy, you got me hooked on to something. Who could say that they saw us coming? Tell me, do you feel the love? Spend the summer of a lifetime with me. Let me take you to the place of your dreams. Tell me, do you feel the love? I could say I never unzipped those blue Levi's inside my head, but that's far from the truth. Don't know what's come over me. It seems like yesterday when I said we'll be friends forever. Her constellations of stars, mules on city walls. I don't see nobody but you. You're my vice, you're my muse, you're a 19th floor view. I don't see nobody but you. Boy, you got me hooked onto something. Who could say that they saw us coming? Tell me, do you feel that love? Spend the summer of a lifetime with me. Let me take you to the place of your dreams. Tell me, do you feel that love? Boy, you got me hooked onto something. Who could say that they saw us coming? Tell me, do you feel that love? Spend the summer of a lifetime with me. Let me take you to the place of your dreams. Tell me, do you feel that love? Do you feel the 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 love?
I know you're somewhere out there, somewhere far away. I want you back, I want you back. My neighbors think I'm crazy, but they don't understand. You're all I had. You're all I had. At night when the stars light up my room, I sit by myself talking to the moon, trying to get to you. In hopes you're on the other side, talking to me too. Or am I a fool who sits alone, talking to the moon? I'm feeling like I'm famous, the talk of the town. They say I've gone mad, yeah, I've gone mad. But they don't know what I know, 'cause when the sun goes down, someone's talking back. Yeah, they're talking back. Oh, at night when the stars light up my room, I sit by myself talking to the moon, trying to get to you. In hopes you're on the other side, talking to me too. Or am I a fool who sits alone, talking to the moon? Do you ever hear me calling? Cause every night I'm talking to the moon, still trying to get to you. In hopes you're on the other side, talking to me too. Or am I a fool who sits alone, talking to the moon? I know you're somewhere out there, somewhere far away. 먼지 없는 파란 하늘 위로 바람 따라가는 구름처럼 멀리 가지 말아요. 그대로 머물러줘 my baby. 내 맘에 매일 봄날 같은 그댄 예뻐요. 좋아요. 어떻게 하면 내게 올까요? 이러는 내 모습이 쑥스럽고 간지러워도 어쩔 수 없죠. 그댈 사랑해요 baby. 눈 뜨면 생각나는 사람이 그대란 걸 그대는 알까요? 모른 채 하지 마요. 다 알고 있잖아요. Oh maybe baby. 매일 봐도 그댄 예뻐요. 좋아요. 멈춰 내 사랑이 돼요 baby 동네 꽃집을 찾아 그대에게 주고 싶은 꽃 아무리 고민해도 아는 꽃이 장미밖에 없어 용기 내 한가득 품에 담아 그대에게 가고 있어요 장미보다 그댄 예뻐요 사실은 말로 표현을 잘 못해요 이러는 내 모습이 쑥스럽고 간지러워도 어쩔 수 없죠 오늘부터 우리 lover
내 뒷모습만 봐도 알잖아 어두워질 때 분홍빛이 나 새하얀 조명이 날 깨우면 번쩍번쩍 세상을 흔들어 hey! 머리를 하얗게 피운 채 시끄러운 감정을 태울래 벌벌벌 그때 난 네 갈증을 해소할 샴페인 셉셉 나를 들이켜 그래도 저 높이 내 바디 받들어 Want you to ring the alarm 세상에게 알려 내 이름에다 입 맞춰 Say la listen love me la listen love me hey call me la listen love me la listen love me hey oh 알잖아 attitude부터 어쩌라고 The lightest in the room Just say la listen love me la listen love me hey call me la listen love me la listen love me hey oh 알잖아 attitude부터 어쩌라고 The lightest in the room Baby get the microphone put it on speaker I said I can't hear you so you need to speak up put that shit on stereo everyone else on very low protecting like a barrier promise there's nothing scarier than me if anybody coming gunning for my man gotta catch a case gonna bring my hand bam 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 hit after hit the rocks in my wrist so I call him the Flintstones ring the alarm 세상에게 알려 내 이름에다 입 맞춰 say la listen love me la listen love me hey call me la listen love me la listen love me hey oh 알잖아 attitude부터 어쩌라고 The lightest in the room Just say la listen love me la listen love me hey call me la listen love me la listen love me hey oh 알잖아 attitude부터 어쩌라고 The lightest in the room 누구와 또 비교 못해 그래봤자 you can still love me You need some LA LISA 지금 너의 두 눈앞에 서 있는 내 이름을 기억해 Love you some LA LISA You gonna see me 어떻게 하는지 나 보여줘도 태국에서 한국 거쳐 여기까지 when but the throw Being the greatest of all time in fantasy 새까만 비그빛 왕관 belongs to we 랄리사 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 하늘이 당당해 랄리사 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 저들은 날 원해 랄리사 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 catch me if you can 랄리사 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 Say la listen love me la listen love me hey call me la listen love me la listen love me hey oh 알잖아 attitude부터 어쩌라고 The lightest in the room Just say la listen love me la listen love me hey call me la listen love me la listen love me hey oh 알잖아 attitude부터 어쩌라고 The lightest in the room It's the end of the month and the weekend. I'ma spend this track, everything on me, yeah. I'ma tip myself, I'ma spend it on myself. I'ma drop it like it's pouring, I'ma pour it on myself. Check, 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 check the money making bank account number. That's that shit that's never getting bounced on your bitch. I do the money dance, I just made 100 bands. When the star says sign for it, I'ma leave my autograph. Dollar bills, watch it fall. listen to my money talk. Spend how I like it. Yeah, everyone know what I mean. When it's a green, that mean go. Give me what the hell I want. Give me what the hell I want. Check the money making bank account number. That's that shit that's never getting bounced on your bitch. I do the money dance. I just made 100 bands. When the star says sign for it, I'ma leave my autograph. Dollar bills, watch it falling for me. I love the way that feels. Dollar bills, keep on falling for me. I love the way it feels. I came here to drop some money, dropping all my money. Drop some money, all this stuff so yummy, yeah. Twerking, when I buy the things I like. Dollars dropping on my ass tonight. Drop some money, dropping all my money. Drop some money, all this stuff so yummy, yeah. Drop some money, dropping all my money. Drop some money, all this stuff so yummy, yeah. My money moves, money I choose. Sleep my shoes, walking on you. My money rules, my money moves, money I choose. Watch out my walls, yes, dollars we're dropping on you. Dropping on you. Dropping on you. I know you get the feels. I'm so curious, but your boy wanna keep it cool. But I know every time you move, got me frozen. I get so shy, it's obvious. Catching feels like butterflies. If I say what's on my mind, would I hit bullseye? Dude, I'm ready, aim and fire. Baby, I feel like Cupid's on life. Yeah, tonight. Yeah, tonight. If your heart beats the same way, let me know. 'Cause I boom, boom, boom from head to toe. And I know love, it is such a funny thing. A mystery, oh Lord. Gotta get to know you more. 'Cause I can feel a real connection. A supernatural attraction. I got the feels for you, yeah, yeah, yeah.